Hey everyone, TinMan here with another draft video. Drafting on patch 1.28.7, Dusk Road being the most recent set. This pack has really only two cards I'm considering. Well, maybe three. Our rare here is Lawman's Sidearm, which is actually a pretty premier weapon. 4 for +3/+2 is a decent rate. And its summon effect, assuming you're playing Justice, is pretty easy to get because there's a lot of gunslingers in Justice. The other cards here that are pretty good are Tandem Watchwing, goes into the Justice, Valkyrie, Flyers type deck. Nocturnal Creeper is a really strong card out of Time. And Recycler is a strong card if you're already in Stone Scar. However, I don't really want to overcommit into a two-color combination with my first pick, especially when there's very versatile and always good cards like Sidearm or Nocturnal Creeper in the pack. I think on balance, the power of Lawman's Sidearm is a bit better than Nocturnal Creeper. And also I think Justice is still a better faction than Time. Specifically, after the most recent nerfs that took down some of the Justice cards by another peg, I still think they're the best. They still have the best flyers and the best equipment. And really that's what a lot of the drafts come down to, is who has the better flyers. So we'll pick up Lawman's Sidearm here. We get, I don't know if you call this rewarded right away, but we got past another good quality rare. Milos Zalio, Heir to Rebellion. We were intending to go Gunslingers anyway with the Sidearm. And this guy is a Gunslinger that gets double damage very often. When he attacks while wielding a weapon, that's not always relevant, but you could absolutely see a line where we play this guy on 3. It triggers Gunslinger ally right away, and then we slap the Sidearm on him and just go to town. So I think I'll pick that up. The other considerations here, obviously another Nocturnal Creeper is solid. If we did take the first one, we'd probably take the second one here. Backpacker's Machete is a good quality common in red, but he's a Gunslinger. He triggers off our weapons. He does double damage. Just everything we want to do to pair with our first pick. So here we've got, I think the best card in the pack in an absolute vacuum is probably Scale Tender if we were in the Elysian Dinosaurs. So if we had picked up the two Nocturnal Creepers, we'd probably pick up Scale Tender here. Extinguish is not bad either if you're in Shadow, but really our choices come down to these red and green cards over here. So we take the Outlaw as another Gunslinger, but I think I'd rather take Flyers. I think because weapons on the Gunslingers is fine. Weapons on the Flyers is even better because they probably can't block them anyway. Copperhell Porter is a solid card as well. He generally will get a 2-for-1. But I'm leaning towards Tandem Watchwing here. But I wouldn't fault you for picking up, say, Unpredictable Outlaw. Outlaw really synergizes with these other two pickups so much more. No, I think we got to take the Flyer. I'm going to take the Flyer, but this is a close pick. We've got Entrapment, I guess, is the only pick here. Yeah, it's pretty solid, even though it got nerfed to 4 mana instead of 3. Still good. Forging Sauropod would be great in that Elysian deck if we were going Time and Primal Dinosaurs, but we're not. A Foil Haunted Creeper, I guess, or Nocturnal Creeper. I think the actual card for our deck is Granite Waystone. Sure. Ooh, First Shot Rider. The way these packs are lining up kind of makes me do wish we went into Time and Primal for Dinosaurs, because Trailmaker is a really strong pickup, especially this late in the draft. But First Shot Rider fits well into the deck. And it's generally a little bit better than that Steady Marshal, because you generally don't like 1-drops too much, because they're pretty low impact and they get outclassed very quickly in draft. Whereas First Shot Rider will be relevant for most stages of the game, because she'll be a 4/3. Nothing here for us really. We'll just pick up the card that has the most disenchant value, I suppose. Ancient Defenses is a poor man's torch, I suppose. If we're really hurting for playables, we could play it. I'm not too upset with the Crown Watch Legionnaire. If we have a lot of weapons, he can become a monster real quick. Cryptic Etchings, this card is criminally underrated. If you were in time, I always want to have one of these in my deck. It helps you to like avoid flooding out in the later into the game. Alright, so our rare here, Forgotten Find, obviously unplayable. It's a card I've been trying to brew up a constructed deck for, but it's pretty bad there too. In terms of actual cards, we're looking at Grenade's not very good since we don't have things to just throw around. Aerialist Khopesh is probably the pick here. It's a strong quality weapon, gives a guy flying to be able to get through. Like, if Milos has double damage and you put a Khopesh on him, oh boy, you got a 10 attack flyer coming at you. Thunderhoof Warrior is not bad either. Spike Buckler is just worse than Khopesh, and Talon of Nostrix is like fine, I suppose. But Khopesh is actually, you know, a legitimately good card that you want to have. Oh, not a lot for us here. Really, Rabble Rouser or Stone Shaker, the only cards in our colors as is. I think the best card in a vacuum is maybe Clan Hero or Bring Down. Time Weaver is probably not horrible either. I really don't think we want to be playing Stone Shaker. He's so underpowered for what he is. He's a 3-cost 1/1. Doesn't do a whole lot. I think I'll pick up the Rabble Rouser. I'm not too upset to play him. Ooh, Fencing Master. How good is that? How often can we stun opposing units? I don't think we currently have anything. Is that better than Outlands Brute? I think so. There are some ways to stun in this deck. If you get the 3-cost 3/3 Minotaur Marshal or whatever, I forget the name of it. So 3-cost Minotaur in Dusk Road. That whenever you play a weapon on her, she stuns an opposing unit. That would be a good combo. But I think Outlands Brute is a more generically useful card because it has Warp. I think I'm going to pick up the Fencing Master on the assumption that we can pick up some stun effects. Ooh. Still not a lot for us here. We're kind of getting cut off from our colors in this pack 2 here. I guess we just pick up the Crown Watch Squire, I guess. We don't have too much early game. No 1s and 2s. Twin Barrel or Thunderhoof Warrior? I think Thunderhoof Warrior is better. I mean, the best card in this pack, I think, is Alchemist. But I think Thunderhoof Warrior is a bit better. Mainly because it is a kind of a modal card. It's a 4-drop 3/3, which is a little undersized. But it can also, you know, in late game, you can spend your extra power when it's just sitting around and make them a 5/5, which makes them quite good. Twin Barrel is marginal. It's good for, well, it's good for decks with a lot of flyers, just as an extra way to race. But most of the time, I'd rather just put a weapon that gives it plus power and toughness. So something like a Lawman Sidearm is essentially giving double damage to somebody who has 3 power. Pick up the unit. Horn Grinder, is that card any good? When you gain armor, Horn Grinder gains that much plus. I don't really have any relic weapons to give myself armor. Nope. I think I'll just pick up the Jawbone Hatchet, but it's not great. It's not a great card. It probably won't even make the deck. I'll just pick up Pit Fighter. It's a guy if we need to throw a guy into our deck. Stalwart Silverwing is actually a decently good card. We don't have any 2-drops, and he's great to hold a weapon. Aerialist Khopesh should not be going this late. This card is very good, so I'm happy to pick that one up here. Swift Stranger's the only card we can play. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Ooh, we got some good ones here. Alright, we've got Fourth Tree Elder or Rakano Outlaw. Those are both better than, say, Fevered Scout. I'm pretty sure it's Fourth Tree Elder. Flying and Endurance is just so much better. Even if Rakano Outlaw is like a premier 2-drop, this card is just a premier card. Pick up the Fourth Tree Elder. Let me hide some of my cards we're not playing here. Sanguine Sword. What is it? Okay. Ooh, Assembly Line. Granite Acolyte. Huru Fledgling. All pretty good pickups here. I think Assembly Line is a very good card. I think all three of those are really good. I think Assembly Line is a slightly bit better than Granite Acolyte. But I think Huru Fledgling is the pick. It's a flyer. We like flyers. We have... Our 3-drop spot is pretty well populated right now. Got a lot of 3s. And this guy will be better in the later in the game. It fills our curve better. Another Fourth Tree Elder. And another Huru Fledgling. Well, don't mind if I do. We'll just pick up all the owls. Crownwatch Cavalry? Probably better than Guerrilla Fighter. But you just summon this, make your flyers +2/+2. If we could get any war cries onto it, that would be ideal, but don't think we have any war cry effects. But I'll still pick it up. It's better than Guerrilla Fighter. Nothing I'm really interested in playing here. I guess we'll just pick up a 2-drop. We need 2-drops. We don't have really any. So even if it's only half of our colors. Ooh, this pack is actually pretty insane if you're playing Shadow, Annihilate, and Amethyst Monument this late. We're not playing any of those, so we'll just pick up Protect, although I doubt we're going to play it. Ooh, now this is a good pack. Battle Blur Centaur is a slightly better card than Argenport Soldier, but I think for just curve considerations, we got to pick up the Soldier. We just don't have 2-drops. We need early game stuff. We can't afford to just sit around until turn 4 and do nothing. I think in general, Centaur is a better card. But I think for where our deck currently is at, we need the Soldier. Pick up a weapon. This is actually a pretty good weapon to put on some flyers. Well, Inspire could be a way to hit the Crownwatch Cavalry. Take a weapon... take the Monument. We might play the Monument. Probably will, actually. Alright. Well, Dangerous Bargain is great if you're playing Shadow. The rest of this pack is pretty awful if you're playing anything else, though. I guess we'll pick up Sparkcatcher here. It fills a 2-drop spot, and it's actually a pretty decent 2-drop because it gets 2 trades in. We've got Reinvigorate. It's the card that's standing out to me. We don't have a lot of things with many battle skills, but it always gives at least +1/+1, and giving Endurance to somebody else who normally doesn't have it can definitely be a pretty big game. And Combat Tricks are just always welcome. We've got Entrapment. Heroic Bravo, actually, is probably pretty decent. We have a decent number of gunslingers. I wouldn't be too upset. Pick one of those guys over another Entrapment. Entrapment's fine, but we're trying to be a pretty proactive deck. So holding open 4 power is not always that great, and we already have one. Let's pick up a Bravo. Skycrag Huntsman doesn't actually do much because we don't have any relics, right? We have like, I don't know, we have no relics. Not even a relic weapon. Alright, we'll just pick up Backpacker's Machete. Like I said earlier, it's a pretty solid common for red. Well, there's a relic weapon. A Signal Flag is not really where you want to be. It's pretty mediocre for what it is. Is it better than Wandering Forge, though? It's just a 4-cost 4/2. Probably. Probably better. Oh, I guess we do have a relic weapon. We have a Jawbone Hatchet. And we have Ancient Defenses? Alright, get in here, Ancient Wandering Forge. You're in. Ooh, Ironclad Oath is good. Combat tricks are always welcome. Allow your guy to trade up. Allows it to be a burn spell. It's a very flexible card. Gains you life off your Valkyrie. None of these cards are really good here. Not for our deck, at least. The uncommons here are actually quite strong in general. I'll pick up the Emerald Spear as just a card that we might play, but it's a pretty darn bad card. Does Scrap Hound have anything to sack? Spark Hatcher? Sure. I guess, and the Granite Waystone trigger. Sure. I'm probably not playing any of these. I'll just take the only card that I could if I really need the Warm Bodies. Excavator, Prickly, whatever. Alright. So let's take a look at the list. Let's cut all the cards that are out of our colors here. Slip Sergeant. And now we need to cut the bad cards. So we're probably not... We basically right now we're playing 8, 9, 10 power. Really want to play like 18 to 19 with this. Since we have two ways to spend our excess power here, I think we want to lean towards 19 power. But let's just see what the quality playables we got are. So I'll cut out some of the lower quality cards. Crown Watch Squire, Frontrunner. Scraphound's pretty bad, but I'll leave him in here for the moment. He's really good if you can activate him and sack a Grenadin, but he's pretty bad if you can't. We'll cut Hatchet's probably not great. I'll hold on to that for the moment. Swift Stranger, 4 costs 3/3 with charge. That's probably just worse than our other 4-drops. Cut out Wandering Forge. If we're gonna cut Jawbone Hatchet, I think we cut out Forge. Emerald Spear is not good. Hellfire Rifle is like pretty low end playable if we're super aggressive. Right now we've got 13, 14, 15, so I need to make 3 to 4 more cuts. So Pit Fighter, not a very good unit since it only has 3 toughness. Jawbone Hatchet, probably pretty bad. 2 more cuts. I probably want to target the 4-drop spot since we're pretty heavy on that one. But really, when you look at it, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, only 3 4-drop units. Everything else is spells or attachments. How many weapons do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can probably got the Hellfire Rifles. This card's probably just worse than Airless Khopesh in many scenarios. Many, if not all, scenarios. So what, we're at 16, 17, 18. 1 more cut. Probably going to be a 4-drop. Probably Ancient Defenses. This is really just a 4-cost Torch, which is not the worst thing in the world. Yeah, we do need the removal spells. We have no other way of torching them. Or like killing their guys. We just have Entrapment. Hope they attack into it. We don't have any Sentinels, right? We cut our Wandering Forge was our only Sentinel. Maybe we just cut like Inspire. I don't know. Inspire's... Oh, and we probably cut Fencing Master, actually. We don't have a way to trigger stun. We don't have a way to stun the opponents. Yeah, cut Fencing Master. Alright. So here's the list. It's a little heavy on the 4-drop spot, but I think that's the best quality kind of deck we can get here. Let's check the mana makes sense. 7, 9 to 10. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, so I'll that's it for this draft video. We'll catch you in the gameplay video.